Hi, everyone. I am so excited to bring to you a very special episode featuring the incredible members of the Surrogacy Coordination Team at Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions. This team of dedicated coordinators is made up of experienced surrogates who today share their heartfelt stories from their own experience, but also shed light on what makes a surrogacy journey from the beginning stages to the joyful moments when intended parents finally meet their baby and beyond. In our conversation, you will hear about the memorable experience that have shaped their paths, as well as the myths and misconceptions they frequently encounter and debunk. We're going to explore the critical role our coordinators have in this process, as they are with you every step of the way, guiding and supporting both intended parents and surrogates. At the heart of this episode is the joy and fulfillment that comes from helping others achieve their dreams of starting a family. So please enjoy hearing from this amazing team. Me, you, and who? Who knew it would take more than two people to have a baby? In a world where infertility is no longer a taboo topic, this podcast will take you through all of the different aspects of surrogacy and egg donation through the lens of many who walk this journey in different ways. My name is Whitney Hall, and I am a two-time surrogate, now turned surrogacy coordinator for Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions, the very agency I used when I chose to carry for two amazing families. With this podcast, it is our goal to help guide and support you as you learn about what it takes to grow a family in an alternative way, as well as hear inspiring and beautiful stories of how this path has changed lives forever. We can't wait for you to hear about just one more way happy families are created every day.
You guys, coordination. Let's go. Yay. Okay, so for our listeners, since there's our whole team is here, can you please say your name and how long you've been working for the company? And I'm going to have you start.
My name is Paisley Wilhite, and I have been working for the company for a year today.
Oh my gosh.
Happy work anniversary.
Happy 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, love it, love it.
My name is Angela Sanchez, and I have been with the company just over 5 years.
Yes.
My name is Meg Wallwood, and I've been with the company 8 years.
Shut up, really?
8 years this month.
Wow, nice.
Mm-hmm. My name is Allie McGee, and I've been with the company for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
My name is Amy Wise, and I have been with the company for 2 months.
Our baby, our little baby. Oh my gosh. And we are all coordinators for the surrogacy program. Let's go. Okay, so one of the things that I think is so cool about us is we've all been surrogates.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have.
We've all been surrogates. So I've done 2 journeys with 3 kiddos. So, I'm the tail of the embryo that split. So that's always fun.
Yep.
And then Amy, you've done how many?
I've done 3 journeys and 3 babies.
Oh, I love it.
One each time.
One each time. One each time.
The way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. There you go.
My
Okay.
first and last one were a sibling journey. The middle was not.
And for those who don't know, sibling journey means same intended parents that you cared for.
Yep.
I love that. And then Allie, you did 3 journeys.
I did 3 journeys and 3 baby boys for their family.
Oh, sweet babies.
I'm like Whitney, and I did 2 journeys and had 3 babies.
Yeah, check out those stats.
I do.
Right?
I have done 3 journeys and 4 babies, all boys.
Show off.
First were twins.
Twins.
Ditto.
Yeah.
I have done 2 journeys and 1 baby.
Yes. Sweet baby. Oh my goodness. And I was Paisley's coordinator.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. So what would you say after, as a coordinator, and then just looking back as surrogates, what would you say was maybe kind of like one of that memorable moment during our journeys?
I feel like there were a lot of memorable moments during the journeys. I mean, I can think of a lot of really special moments, but one that sticks out to me was actually a moment for my own family that touched my heart in a way just because of my surrogacy journey. It was my middle child was 3 at the time that I was pregnant, and we were at Target, and the cashier was very big and very visibly pregnant, and my 3-year-old goes over to her and says, "Whose baby are you carrying?"
Oh.
And the cashier sort of looked at me with this very strange look on her face. And so I got to explain to the cashier why my daughter might ask who she's caring for. And then I got to explain to my daughter that families are created lots of different ways, and that she just was lucky enough to know about one special way that babies were created.
I love that.
We had that at a 7-Eleven once. They were like,
Stop.
Yeah. And the cashier but was talking to my children, and one of my boys was like, are you going to be a big brother? He was like, no, that's not our baby. That's Kurt and Tara's baby. And
Don't
like,
you know them?
It's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a chance to, explain and be like, oh, I'm
love
actually
that.
caring as a surrogate. And we've never met a surrogate in real life, is what the
Oh,
what
yeah, for
what
sure.
the cashier
Absolutely.
said. What? Is that going to be hard to give it, all the
Oh,
normal
yeah, all of
questions we
those
get?
questions that follow.
But I
Uh-huh.
love it when we do get a chance to talk about it and normalize it. And
Absolutely.
bring a face maybe to something that
Yeah.
And you educated somebody about surrogacy.
Right.
It's amazing.
right.
I feel like our kiddos always get us in like those fun, great
Oh, yeah.
conversations.
But our kids understand it better than adults sometimes.
Yes.
They can't have a baby, so mommy's having the baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally normal.
No, completely
Yeah.
normal. Completely normal.
That's so funny. When I think of exploring surrogacy, I remember asking my daughter, who was 9 at the time,
Yeah.
what would your thoughts be on me having a baby, but it would be for somebody else? And she's like, okay, as long as it doesn't come home with us, I am totally fine with that. That was her one thing. She's like, I cannot have another baby in this house.
I love it. I remember my last journey it was during COVID. So my kiddos didn't get to meet baby in the hospital, and sweet intended mom, God love her, she was, made it where like she came by and let the kiddos, meet baby, which was so important to me. But she did that, and they went, they saw the baby. It was so sweet. And my son, oh, he's so cute. And then the baby started crying. And he was like, oh, baby should go home now. Yeah.
Time to leave.
Baby can go home now. Like,
Is this enough?
that's enough. That's enough. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that. They're so funny. They keep, yeah. But you're so right though. Like those little moments are such a great opportunity, I think, for people to understand surrogacy, really what it means.
Yeah.
Not what the Lifetime movie shows, not what you
Exactly.
see on, whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, absolutely. What would you say is kind of maybe that common myth that you think we all tend to come up against?
Doing it for the money.
Tell me more.
I think that's a common misconception. I just do when I speak with intended parents, and why are they doing this? Why are surrogates doing this? What really would motivate them to do this? And I think that's a common myth, that people are renting a womb or buying a baby.
I feel like there's so many easier things to do to get money.
I mean, if they broke down a surrogate compensation hourly, I mean, it's so far, for 9 months, so far below minimum wage. Like, you could get a job and make more money than you could get carrying a baby. And you could be done by 5 p.m. and not, have to work 9 months, 24/7. So
Yeah.
easier ways to make money.
Oh, I agree.
I think some people just don't understand the process, and so they think that the surrogate is interacting with the husband. Creating that baby. So when you have to educate them, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not how it happens.
Science.
Yeah.
Science rules,
All about
guys.
science.
Or that, like you said, like the surrogate's genetically related to the baby.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, just by the way, you're not genetically related
No,
to this.
just the oven.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think you said something, Meg, the whole idea of, well, how are you going to feel when you give up
Yes.
that baby? First of all, again, not genetically related,
Right?
but yeah.
Giving it back.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. It
Giving it
was
back.
never mine. I'm giving it back to its parents. It's always been theirs.
How did you guys all feel on delivery day? Did it feel like give up?
Oh no, it was amazing to see their face. And I got
Yes.
to see baby for the first time, and that's the whole reason you do it.
Yep. Best day of the
That's
whole journey.
It's the reward.
Yep.
I will say my delivery day, like everybody wanted to give birth at the same time apparently because the hospital was full.
moon.
So the intended parents didn't have their own room, so they stayed with me. They didn't stay the night, but they stayed with me, and it was the best just getting time with them and baby and being able to see how they cared for her. And just, I got to love on her for hours, and it was just really like the best, like, peace.
Yeah.
Knowing all the things, knowing that I was, you know, she was going to she was going to be in great hands. She
was back with mom and dad.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy, we're going to love her. At one point, I think we called her bougie because they had all the good stuff. She was like coming out bougie. So she was like, we take care of her. I'm like, awesome.
Aw, I love that.
I love the interaction, getting to spend all that time together with them, like right after.
It's really special.
That is really special.
And the lead ups too, right? So like when you're at the anatomy scan and, you know, we all know what it's like to get to see our baby on the screen and admire and gush and watch the movements.
Yeah.
But to get to be next to the intended parents and experience their joy is so amazing. And then you go to delivery and then you get to watch them after years of waiting, hoping, and anticipating. And there's their small person that all of us have been working so hard for. And you get to not only be part of that moment, but you get to watch that moment. And it's so special.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Oh, I love that. So our journeys didn't end with surrogacy though, because we decided, hey, let's just keep going and we're just gonna be coordinators. So what would you say, like if you could describe a coordinator, like give me one word, like what? Well, okay, so let me go back. Let me go back a step further. So we, as coordinators, the matching team, they do an amazing job.
Thank you very much.
We match intended parents and their gestational carrier, and then, but as an agency, we don't just say, "Great, go."
Have fun. Yep.
We are like, okay, and now you're gonna have your coordinator. You're gonna have team baby. You're going to have your person that is going to hold your hand through this entire process.
Yep.
That is 100% called a journey for a reason. 100%. So what would you say, how would you describe what you, as a coordinator? Like what's the one word that you would give a coordinator?
Empathy.
I
I think that's why we're all in this, is because we want to love on others, care for others, and advocate for others. And when something doesn't go right, we're there for them. If something becomes uncomfortable, we are the one that gets to help kind of soften that blow or deliver that news, so that way they can maintain that good relationship.
Yeah.
Just expect. I can't think of one word, but just expect the unexpected. I feel like every day you never know what that day holds. You know, it might hold a delivery, or it might hold a miscarriage, or it might hold a it just can hold so many things.
Yeah.
And you never, when you think, oh, my calendar looks like today, you know, is the day that you've got tons to deal with, and then some days are all great news and exciting, and so
Yeah.
you just never know.
But it's interesting you say that, expect the unexpected, because again, it's a journey for a reason. And when you have those tough days, when you have that blow, whatever it may be, you do have somebody there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine, I personally cannot imagine what it would be like to, as an intended parent, you get the phone call that it doesn't, that, you know, whatever it may be, it's miscarriage, the transfer didn't work, whatever it is. And then you have to, instead of being able to just, whatever you need to do during that emotional moment, now you have to start thinking about logistics.
Right.
And that's our job.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have to say probably teammate.
Mm.
Right. So we all win together. But we're all there together. We're, you know, in it. To the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. Truly, truly. No, absolutely. So why would you guys say, because again, It's a journey. And I feel like communication is like key.
Key. Yeah.
Exactly.
Why?
Well, because if your coordinator doesn't know what's going on or hasn't heard, from the clinic, or you and your attendant parents don't have a great relationship and communicate, things can go south. But if everybody does communicate well, they have a great relationship, the ending is just amazing. So the more you communicate, the better the relationship will be
Yeah,
for all parties.
absolutely.
If you don't communicate well, steps can get missed too. And some steps are really important. They're all really important, but some clinics can't.
Crucial.
Some clinics can't speak with coordinators. And so we have to rely on the surrogate or the intended parents to pass along the news. And then when that doesn't happen, steps get missed, and that can be a real problem.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and it's interesting too, you say steps, and I think a lot of times from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, we found our intended parent, we found our carrier. Okay, let's just go get pregnant, and then happy Lala baby land, and let's talk about baby showers, and let's, whatever. There's so much in between.
250.
The journey just started.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. We say that.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What would you say is your favorite part about what we get to do as coordinators?
Just being able to help everybody and, achieve that dream that they've been looking for so long. The surrogate obviously wants to help the family, or the IPs create a family. The IPs want a baby in the end. And so when all that comes together, it's just magical at the end. And it's a huge success.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Also expanding your village, because
Ooh, tell me more.
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, getting into it, I was one of those GCs that, I was like, I would love a relationship. I'm not going to push a relationship, but I'm so into this idea of having a close bond, but I want to see what their comfort level is. And now, they were the ones that I carried for my last journey, and I'm their son's godmother, which is awesome. But they're also extended family now, where we talk daily, and we get to get updates, be part of each other's extended family. And then from there, you meet other people too. And then on our group, there are surrogates that I still talk to from my first journeys. So that also expands your village as well, right? Just that communication and being able to meet others and relate when things don't go right, having someone to lean in on who's probably experienced something like that before.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and not only as a surrogate, but as a coordinator. I mean, we all are. Allie, it was you got to be in like some pictures with one of your cases.
I did. That was a pretty incredible full circle moment. I remember that first call you have with these excited, intended parents who are just starting the process, and they don't even know what they don't know at that point.
Sure.
And to see after delivery and get to go and meet them and bring them a baby gift and hug their necks and meet their babies. And and I was fortunate enough to even get in a picture with them. It just felt like such an honor, and it was incredible to get to see the full circle, full circle moment. They became parents, and I played a small part in that. That was incredible.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. I would say, I think one of the harder parts about our job is it doesn't always necessarily have that happy ending that we're hoping.
Yep.
But I think what makes our team so great is maybe despite not that happy ending, you've been cared for, loved, continue to be loved. I know I still chat with some of my girls who it didn't necessarily have that picture perfect moment. But we have that connection, that extended family in a different way. What about y'all? What would you say maybe is kind of maybe that harder part?
The sad moments.
Yeah.
is the harder part.
Yeah.
When somebody's having a miscarriage, or especially if it's like their last embryo, right?
Oh,
Then you know
gosh,
it's
yeah.
really the end of the road for them. And
Worst.
I find myself when somebody calls me crying and they're having a miscarriage that I'm also crying. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's just a very sad moment. We get through it, of course. But it takes
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. But that's so great that you get to be that call, because you're about as close as you can get to, besides being in it. Because I think family members, sure, they know that they're going through this and it's tough and it's hard. But as coordinators, I mean,
We understand.
we understand. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like Angel said, just not getting that happy ending. Whether it's the end of the embryos or 3 failed transfers to the matches breaking. These intended parents, I think that it's easy to forget that, like, even to get to this point, almost always they've been through heartbreak after disappointment after heartbreak or disappointment just to even get here. Nobody intends to start their family this way, typically. And so to sit with them, even sit with them over the phone or whatever, while they, receive one more crushing blow is
Yeah.
awful. But we sit and we listen, and sometimes they don't want to answer, and sometimes they don't want to talk, and sometimes they want to cry, and we just sit and say, I'm sorry. And we follow their lead. But I know at the end of the day, like you said, that they've been well cared for, and that they'll say that we cared well and we loved well, and we,
Absolutely.
took care of them the best that we could.
No, 100%. 100%. And I think what I love about it is because we cry with them. We sit and listen to them. And it's hard on us because you aren't just a number.
Right.
And then we have each other.
Right.
And we get to lean on each other.
Yeah.
Which I know I'm personally
Best.
so grateful for.
Absolutely.
It's the best. We have the best team.
Absolutely.
And that's the next call we make usually.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. To your teammates. Say, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Prepare.
What I
Yep,
just
we're
had
gonna
to
need
do.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, what do you think is something that you feel like you learned being a coordinator that maybe you didn't know in your own surrogacy journey?
I didn't realize how often surrogates need to go to a maternal fetal medicine doctor.
Oh, interesting.
I never
Little niche.
never
Yeah.
had to go to one, and it's just common practice now as that extra little step to make sure baby and the GC are safe and healthy. So that was very eye-opening for me.
Well, and that just speaks to the constant changing of the industry,
Yeah.
which is why it's so important to have that good industry professional team around you. Yeah.
I didn't realize how hard it was to qualify as a surrogate. I just thought that I wanted to do it, and so I applied, and then I was matched. And so on this side, and you see people that don't qualify or who are disqualified once the journey has begun, I realized, like, wow, it's a pretty low percentage of people who are able to be surrogates. And what an honor it is to be among that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I thought everyone was just like me. Surrogates were just like me, learning that you have to meet people where they're at. So not all intended parents are the same. Not all surrogates are the same. They all have different comfort levels, different knowledge going into the process. Like, some intended parents are starting from scratch. They don't even know when you go to the OB, how many OB appointments to expect. So that education piece really looks different, and you really have to tailor it to each match individually. And same thing with the surrogates. You want to meet them where they're at, and you don't want to, insult them by telling them something that they might already know, but you want to make sure that they're properly prepared and well educated on the process, and that everyone feels cared for, and that they can come to you with any questions at any time. I think that's such a big, important part of it. And I don't think I realized that as a surrogate, that everyone's a little different.
Yeah.
I think everybody's like you,
No, for sure. For sure.
So one thing that I've learned is when I initially started my first journey, I didn't get an opportunity to look at a bunch of profiles. I was handed one and told about one gentleman who was looking for a surrogate. We talked about it, we matched, and that was it. It wasn't like you get a bunch of different choices.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, with our agency, the surrogate gets to look at profiles that match, what she's looking for. And then she gets to choose she doesn't have to pick just the first one. So
Right.
that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have the opportunity to kind of look for your perfect match, and you're not just handed somebody to work with.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, and I think that breathes into, I mean, we're helping to cultivate and build that relationship as coordinators, and that step is so crucial to what we do. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what is one thing that you would want to say to any potential woman out there that's thinking about being a surrogate? From one surrogate to potential surrogate, what's one thing you would want to say to her?
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Do it.
Make sure you also are on the same page about what you're wanting as far as what you're comfortable with. Whether that's one embryo, two embryos, what does the post delivery look like? Those pieces, because I think that's often a point of contention in a lot of cases. I don't think we see it so much with us because our communication is so great, but I feel like so often there can be difficulty with those relationships if not everybody's on the same page.
Well, and those are big pieces that we get to walk you through from start to finish, from when you started with matching to when you're a coordinator. We've listened to that, we hear that, we check that, and then we recheck it and we guide and we support through that. So I think that's something that, again, having those good industry professionals around you and asking those questions, but also not knowing what you don't know. Yeah, and we get to fill that in, which is so cool.
Right. But also, like, know that it's not in your timeline.
Ooh,
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Say it again louder for the people in the back.
Be louder. I'm just saying, like, don't walk into it thinking, okay, this is when I'm going to have appointments and this is how it's going to go and I'm going to schedule it out, because that's not necessarily how it's going to be.
Oh, yes, man. It is a journey for a reason.
It is. Don't rush things. Go through it. Enjoy every step that you're going to go on and take your time. And then, it'll all flow correctly. It flows in the right timing.
Yeah.
You just have to let it be.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. That's wonderful.
And if you have questions, we're here for that.
We have answers.
We have answers. We're here for that. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies. What filled your cup this morning?
This morning specifically?
Literally or figuratively? What filled your cup?
Being surrounded by a great team
Oh, yes, queen.
and just having a great week with everyone.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Literally, I had a cup of coffee
I love that life for you.
with some soy milk, sweet cream creamer.
Oh.
Figuratively, yeah, spending face-to-face time. As coordinators, we don't get a lot of face-to-face time. Maybe over a Teams meeting or whatever, but just having some face-to-face time is always fills my cup.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
I had a call from a surrogate excited to get ready to start her new journey. And that fills my cup. Yes. That was a good one today.
Yeah. What about you, Amy?
Oh man. I think I'd have to agree with Angela. Being around so many empowering women that are supporting one another, loving one another. And you had mentioned questions. I feel like there's no stupid question for me because I'm still learning. So just the kindness and being gracious and empathetic humans, I think would be my
We're all
response.
still learning.
Always. Always. Yeah. Yeah.
I would have to say the picture I received this afternoon for transfer of all my party. I love it.
Were they so cute?
Oh, they were adorable. And yep,
Oh my gosh.
so fun.
I love it.
Love the update pictures.
You guys, I love being on a team with you.
We love you too.
Oh my gosh. I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys are such rock stars. You're such rock stars. And I think I'm so proud of what we do for our intended parents and our surrogates as they're going through this big journey, all the ups, all the downs. And I love what we do. So thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Me, You, and Who. We appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed our discussion today. As we wrap, we would like to remind you of some of the ways that you can stay connected with us and be part of the Me, You, and Who podcast community. Firstly, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode and can stay up to date with our latest content. But that's not all. We also have an exciting YouTube channel where we share some bonus content, behind the scenes glimpses, and video versions of our episodes. Head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button there as well. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the new episodes go live. And for more exclusive updates, engaging discussions, and a chance to connect with fellow listeners. Be sure to follow us on our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Create a Happy Family. If you're interested in finding out more about creating a happy family, please visit us at www.createahappyfamily.com. Thank you again for being part of the Me, You, and Who community. Your support means the world to us. I can't wait for you to join us next time as we continue to share stories and journeys of creating happy families.